Now we are pleased to introduce our distinguished guest speaker, Alejandro Melamed, TEDx speaker and Managing Director of Humanize Consulting.
Hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure for me to be with you. It's a real pleasure to join to this activity that we will share this morning. For sure, we will see a lot of topics that are very important for all of you. So let's start. And I want to share with you a couple of concepts regarding the moment that we are living in this moment. They are for sure moments very, very important for our lives. And what we observe is that our agenda has changed. For sure, it's changed without asking for permission. Not only that, it has settled until further notice. So, from the beginning of the year, our lives changed. So the challenge that we have is how do we face this type of challenge that we have and this type of situation that for sure it's very, very challenging. But not only that, by the end of this year, by the end of 2020, we will live in a total different world, in a new world. So we are now in September and we have a total different situation than the September of 2019. But for sure, by December of 2020, we will live in a total different world. Why? And this is important to understand. The one that had been predicted for several years became a reality in only few days. We observe now a lot of trends that are reality right now that they were supposed to be a reality in a couple of years, in many years, etc. We all of these activities we see in the real life every day. So we can sum up to now that we live in a VUCA world. We live in a world that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and with a lot of ambiguity. And this is very interesting because we can observe this type of situation all around the world every day. Every life lives in a VUCA world. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and for sure ambiguity. However, this is not only a situation that we say, okay, this is all VUCA, it's clear. We live in an exponential VUCA because of the COVID-19 challenges us to live in a world that every day, every hour changes again. So this is the real challenge that we have, and we need to capture the opportunities that gives us this type of context. Let's understand. We have three phases, and according to the professors of Singularity University, one of the most important universities all around the world, where for sure I learned a lot. And they offered a conference for more than 10,000 people a couple of months ago. And they said that we have three phases, but now we are starting the last one, the new normal. So how we are transitioning from the first to the second and from the second to the third, it's for sure the most important thing that we need to understand. How we live in the new normal and how all of us try to capture the real opportunities that we have in the new world, in the new normal, in the new reality that we are living. So, according to the studies, we have different types of reaction in the different companies all around the world. So let's summarize what are the 4 typical reactions of different companies, considering technology, culture, and processes. And we can say, starting from the early beginning, we have companies that they are frozen. Why we say that they are frozen? because the reaction was panic. Okay, I can't do anything here. The technology that they have is non-existent. They have no technology, zero technology to deal with these type of situations. The culture that they have is a culture traditional, inflexible. And not only that, the processes that they have are processes that are rigid. They don't change. They are rigid processes. We know a lot of companies that are frozen, and they are now starting to rethink, what are we doing in this new world? The second type of companies are the companies, the copy-paste companies, we can say. They are angry. Okay, I can't believe, how can we understand that this world and all the problems that we have in the world? Why? Because they have a very basic technology, very elemental technology. The culture is very hierarchical. It's in silos. And not only that, they try to recreate the face-to-face situation to the new virtual reality that we are living now. For sure, they are maybe a little bit better than the frozen companies. However, they are in problems too. The third type of companies are the companies that consider this situation as an opportunity for them. So they have a technology that enables them, and this is a shared technology that for sure it's an enabler of the process. The culture that have this type of companies is a culture of collaboration. It's a continuous learning culture, and the processes are adapted to the new reality. But we have, at the same time, full digital companies. What are the full digital companies? The companies that observe this as a great strategic advantage. So we observe that in this situation, we can take a lot of advantage of the reality. Not only that, they have a virtual technology, all distributed. The culture that they have, it's very agile. They are digital. They live every day as digitals, and the processes are very dynamic. So we have 4 types of companies according to the different items that we share: technology, culture, and processes. Let's understand, how are you dealing with this situation? So we will have a poll here. You will, now you see, the poll number 1 is, okay, let's consider your own situation. So please, if you can check the 4 types of reactions and the 4 types of companies, how do you consider that your organization is dealing with this situation right now? So we want to listen. You have 10 seconds more. Very simple. Okay, let's check the results. Okay, very interesting, because we have, for the 4 types of organizations we have here, we have companies that are agile, we have collaborative, we have hierarchical, as well as we have traditional and inflexible companies. It's reality, okay? It's your reality, and how do you observe your own organization? And it's very interesting, because we can observe all around the world that we have all types of companies. But let's try to understand in a deeper approach, what is the reality? And the reality is that what was successful in the past, we understand that will unlikely succeed in the future. The same recipes that we had in the past, not necessarily apply for the present and for the future. And what we are observing now in many, many companies all around the world, where we have the opportunity to work with them, we observe that they try to apply exactly the same recipes of past year, of 5 years ago, and not necessarily the solutions that are required right now are the same solutions that we required a time ago. So again, I will ask to each of you, and this is the second poll. We will have along the presentation 3 polls. So you spend more, as much, or less time thinking about the present than you spend thinking about the future. More, as much, or less. We listen your ideas, your opinions, your point of view. Okay, we are receiving all the votes. Let's wait a couple of seconds. All of you have the opportunity to vote. Okay, we will close. And let's see the results. Again, it's very interesting because this group is very according to the rules, yes, because we have from the 3 sides, and it's very interesting. And why it's interesting? Because the proposal that I will suggest to you is how we can exploit the present while exploring the future. So we need to have like an ambidextrous point of view. If we don't have present, and if we avoid the present, for sure that we will not have future. However, if we have only present, for sure that we will not have future. So we need to have this view, trying to observe as well as the present and the future, at the same time, both things. And the approach that we are proposing to you is optimism for the long term and realism for the short. We need to be realistic human being in the short term. However, if we don't have the optimism for the long term, it will be very difficult to lead our organizations. Having said that, I want to tell you that our understanding is that we are living in the CIO moment. It's a very exciting moment for all the CIOs in all the companies. However, maybe that you are a small company, a medium company, or a great company, a multinational company, this is your moment, because all the companies are focusing on the reactions of the CIOs. And the CIOs, we can say that they have 3 main accountabilities in this moment. Ensure stability and business continuity. You are the owners of the business in this moment because you provide the stability and the possibility of the business continuity while you are containing the crisis. The second thing is that we are now living the new ways of working. So it's your opportunity, it's your time to foster new ways of working. But we have the 3 and the most important responsibility. We need to learn from the crisis to understand which is the most important process that you are leading now is the tech transformation. And you know that this tech transformation is the foundation for the resilience of the companies. So you ensure stability, you have the opportunity to foster business continuity. You know that you need to contain the crisis. You are trying to learn with the new ways of working, but you know that the core of the business now is based on the tech transformation and the view of the resilience in the future. So now the last poll that I want to offer to you. So during 2020, what do you consider your personal, your team's, or your organization's transformation has been the most challenging? Let's listen to you. Personal, your own, your teams, or your organizations. Okay, let's listen to the results. Okay, let's see. Again, it's very interesting because we have a game, and this is the distribution of the answers are very, very interesting because we have 69% considering your organizations, however, 14% considering my teams, and 17% considering my personal. And let me tell you that maybe that the three options are correct. Why? Because the first step to transform your organization is transform yourself. So the first question that I want to ask you is, okay, what type of transformation are you making from yourself? And this is the first step of all the process, transforming yourself, transforming each one of ourselves. When you arrive to the solution, okay, check, I achieved this goal. The second step is to transform your team. Because if you don't transform your team, all the digital team, all the team of information technology or whatever is the name, yes? If you don't transform your team, it's impossible to transform the organization. But if you don't lead by example and you are the first person that achieves the self-transformation, it's impossible to transform your team. And when you transform yourself, when you transform your team, the third step is transform the organization. And this is the goal that we, all of us, have for all the organizations. We need to be the leaders of the transformation, but starting with transforming ourselves. And yourself, your team, the organization. This is like building blocks that we need to inform the organization, to show to the organization, as well as to live all this process. And we started with the VUCA environments. We started explaining the characteristics of the VUCA environments: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And now that all the people around the world are speaking about the importance of the vaccine, so let's understand which is the vaccine to the VUCA environment. To the volatility, we need to work with vision and velocity, the velocity that we need to respond to the needs that we have. The uncertainty with the unorthodox and understanding the context. The complexity has an answer: clarity and creativity. But the most important, the ambiguity, we need to respond with agility and acuity. So what is agility? If you ask me, the most important word of all this chart is agility. Agility is the need that we have to transform ourselves, our teams, our organization, the systems, the quick response, first the customer, the employees. We need to work with agility. Agility is the new word. We need to have agility, mindset of agility, but not only that, we need to have structures, agile structures, agile mentality, agile way of working, agile response, agile answers. So this is the way that we need to work on in this moment, because if not, the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity will kill us, our teams, and our organizations. So if you ask me only one word as a vaccine to this environment, for sure, is agility, agility, agility. All the situations that you have, you need to ask yourself, am I working with all the agility that I can work in this type of situation? This is the most important question that we can ask ourselves. So our proposal is to take advantage of this moment, because for sure it will be a great learning experience for the future. For all of us will be a great experience and learning opportunity for sure. And the moment to act is now. It's not tomorrow, it's not in 3 months, in 6 months. Now we need to act. This is your moment to shine. This is the moment that we are waiting for a lot of time. So you are the people we are waiting for. And this is the moment we are waiting for. This is the moment to shine. And I think that we need to convert from storytelling to story doing. But most important, not only storytelling and story doing, the most important is story living, but story being. You need to be the people that you want the organizations to be. So we need to understand that from storytelling to story being, we need to transition first story doing, after that story living, but finally story being. To close my presentation, I want to tell you and to offer to you this reflection that at this time, both the rules and the game have changed. So we need to learn how to play with the new rules and the new game. And this is our real challenge in this moment. Thanks a lot.